Joining us now on the MARR Rock Show, we have Jan, the bass player from Long Distance Calling. They have a brand new album coming out here in the U.S. on April 29th. It's called Trips, and we're greatly looking forward to it. Jan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Hello.
So, hey, the first thing I want to ask you about, and maybe for fans who, it's been a couple years since the last album, tell us about, I know there's been a little bit of a lineup change, so can you kind of cue folks in on that?
Yeah, so Marzen, who was the singer on the last album, The Flood Inside, he told us after the recording sessions for Trips that he has to step back because of his private life. So he has 2 kids and a job. So, and of course we respected that. And we came up with the idea of asking Petter to join in for the vocals on this album. And that's what we did. So we flew in Petter for a few days to the studio and rearranged and reworked the vocals, like the lyrics and some of the vocal lines with Petter.
So did that bring a different kind of dynamic to the band, or did it bring some kind of a change to the band, having somebody new doing the vocals?
Of course it was a new situations, but usually we, like, most of the stuff happens with the 4 of us, like on the core of the band from the beginning, so we do most of the songwriting. So that wasn't like a big change actually, but of course he's got a different voice, so we had to rearrange some vocal lines because he's a much higher voice than Marzen has. So, but yeah, it was a nice stay in the studio.
Hey, so the first single is out called Lines Here, and the music video is out and available on YouTube for the lyric video. Can you tell us a little bit the story about what that song's about?
I think it's maybe the most up-tempo song we've ever done, and it has a bit of a positive vibe. So, like, the whole idea behind Trips is like it's like a synonym for dreams. So it's like a time traveling in dreams. That's what all the songs with vocals are about. And this song is just about letting go and find a secret place in dreams, like a place where you can go to and like to hide for a while, maybe. That's it.
So you kind of alluded to it a little bit in that answer, and you were talking about your new singer, but what kind of changes in the music in general across the album can people expect from The Flood on this album? Like, how's the album going to be different?
I think it's more open. So we just opened up on this album, and so there was more room for experiments and new influences, and that's what we just did. So the frame was a bit bigger than on the last album that we would allow ourselves to do.
So one of the things I kind of really respect about your band and the music is, you're not, like these days a lot of bands won't write a song that's more than 3.5 minutes because of radio play or whatever, and you guys have a 13-minute song called Flux on this thing. Can you talk about, does the band ever talk about that your songs are a little longer than others, or is that just the style?
I think it's both. Like, on this album we tried to be very diverse in a positive way, so we actually like to have like a 3-minute 30 vocal song, like Reconnect, and then there's this 13-minute instrumental monster called Flux. So that's what we just enjoy, to go far out, and when we have the feeling that this is going to be a deep instrumental song, we don't stop ourselves in terms of time. So we just let it go, and it deserves the time that it needs. So we don't think about that.
Now, when you're playing a song like that live, like when you said kind of just where the music goes, I don't know how to exactly ask this, but like, do you ever kind of improvise during the song as a musician? Does it, like, could I see a different version of that song in 2 different shows because of it, just the style of it?
Yes. Sometimes it just happened because someone in the band doesn't exactly know what he played the last time. So, but we can play well together, and that's like a really good working system of personalities. So we improvise pretty much. Like, and some songs are really, we always play them different on the album. Sometimes just a little bit, sometimes a bit more. Sometimes there's a improvisation space in between of the song where no one knows what's going to happen. So yeah, we just like to keep it fresh for us and the people.
So I was reading the press release that came out here, and it mentioned in there something about that you guys withdrew into a mountain hut to contemplate the band. Was that just poetic, or did that actually happen? Did you guys go on retreat to a hut somewhere?
It's a completely cheesy cliche, but it's so true, and it really, really worked. And the only reason was that we all have life happens, and we have family, and we have jobs, and it's not the same situation than 10 years ago. So we found ourselves being very busy with other stuff, and that's not a good feeling when you want to write an album. So we just had to go away from our daily life for a bit and to connect with each other and not to be withdrawn from every daily grind. So we really, really had to focus. So that's why we did those sessions, like in a hut in the mountains or on the seaside. And we did that 4 or 5 times for 5 or 6 days each. So that were fruitful sessions. So we recorded a lot of stuff there.
Hey, so a big news on your guys' camp. I see you're getting ready for a tour in April and May. Can you tell folks a little bit about that tour?
Yeah, so we will be joined by Petter Carlsen, who's the vocalist on the album. He has another band called Pillebu, which means arrow and bow in Norwegian. And it's a 2-piece band, and they're opening up. And then we have a band called Tiny Fingers from Israel in the middle. So this will be the package for the European trip. And then we're going to play some festivals later. And second tour is being booked right now. So, yeah, hopefully we're going to be busy this year.
Now, I think I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyway for our fans over here in the U.S. Is there any hope of a U.S. tour in the offing here?
We really, really want to do it. It's getting more difficult, unfortunately, because, our drummer, he has another band, a blues rock band called Zodiac, and they weren't allowed to enter the country. They didn't get their visa, and I've heard it a lot of times recently that it's going to be very difficult with the US, which is stupid in a way. So we should be able to play your country as much as your bands are able to play here. So I think that would be good for the whole culture exchange.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. You know, we have friends in Canadian bands, and we actually share a border with them, and yet that sometimes can't get visas to come down and play. So I couldn't agree with you more that they need to make that easier.
Weird, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so, hey, when I look at your band, it seems like a lot of the imagery, there's always this kind of ever-present bird and wing symbolism. Is it actually any symbolism to it, or is it just a mascot for the band?
No, it's a symbolism. It's a bird, it's about freedom. So it's about, and it fits well to the music and the sound, because for me it sounds like flying through the darkness, a bit. That's what we sound like. It's the perfect music to drive or fly through the night. So that's the picture behind it.
Nice. I like that imagery. So, hey, one more thing before I let you go here. A lot of your music, when I listen to it, it just seems like it has such a good fit for some movies and television shows. Have you ever been featured? Any of your music been in any soundtracks at all?
We had a couple of spins on TV shows in Germany, in the background, and then we had for the Ultimate Fighting, for UFC, which is really, really funny. They used one of the old songs, I think Aurora, from the first album a couple of times for Ultimate Fighting shows, which is really, really funny. But yes, and we have a guy working for us now who's looking into that stuff, like movies and commercials and stuff, because I think the music could be really well used for things like that. And yeah, we definitely were talking about this a couple of weeks ago, that we really would love to do a soundtrack for a movie, actually.
Hey, I do have one more final question for you. I know the lyric video is out. Do you have plans for more of a concept music video at all coming out for this album, or is it just you're not gonna do a video for it, or you're not sure yet?
No. It's all done. Like it's in the final process right now, like of effects and stuff. Like it's completely done. I won't tell which song it is. But a very funny video where we are playing, but not playing our instruments. It's just that we're in the video, but in a very surprising and funny way. So it's going to be a very interesting video.
Well, I'm looking forward to see.
Soon in April, I think. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out with that. The band is Long Distance Calling. We have had Jan with us. He is the bass player. Their new album, Trips, comes out here in the U.S. on April 29th. And, Jan, I want to thank you for being here. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and you guys are welcome on the show anytime. Thanks for coming on.
Same to you, and thanks a lot. So check out the album and spread the word. Thank you very much.
Will do, my friend.